Hi everyone, it is Mrs. Caffiero. Today we are going to do a recorded lesson for Module 1, Lessons 2 and 3. Since we had a couple issues on Friday, I wanted to give this a try to see if it works any better for us. So first things first, these are the materials that you are going to need for today's lesson. You will need a pencil, scrap paper, your math workbook, and the template for Lesson 2, which I believe is on page 10. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our application problem for today. The application problem reads, Amy is baking muffins. Each baking tray can hold 6 muffins. If Amy bakes 4 trays of muffins, how many muffins will she have in all? So let's go ahead and see if we can figure that out. So we've got 4 trays, 6 muffins in each tray. If we have 4 groups of 6, all we have to do is add these groups together, and when we do that, we'll get 24. So Amy will make 24 muffins. But there's more. The corner bakery produces 10 times as many muffins as Amy baked. How many muffins did the bakery produce? So we know that Amy made 24, and we need 10 times that number. So we multiply 24 by 10. So we know from our previous lesson that anytime we multiply something by 10, all we have to do is add that 0 to the end of the number. So when we do that, we will get 240 muffins that the bakery was able to make. So here's the solution. 4 times 6 equals 24. Amy will have 24 muffins in all. 10 times 24 equals 240. The bakery produced 240 muffins. We are going to go ahead and move on to our lesson for today. On your template that you got out of your book, the Lesson 2 template, go ahead and label your place value to the ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands place. Remembering that each place value to the left is 10 times the place value to the right. So an easy shortcut would be 10 times 1 will equal 10. 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 100 is 1,000, and that's where we've pretty much been to up to this point. But now we're going to go past that. 10 times 1,000 is 10,000. 10 times 10,000 is 100,000. And 10 times 100,000 is 1 million. We are going to be expanding our place value chart past the thousands all the way up to the millions. So beginning with the thousands, we start naming new place value units by how many 1,000s, 10,000s, and 100,000s we have. So once we get past the 100,000s and we reach a million, what do you think the next unit will be? Take a second to think about it, pause the video, and unpause when you're ready for the answer. So the question was, what do you think the next unit might be called after 1 million? Answer, 10 millions, and after that, 100 millions. So we are going to be focusing on these 3 groupings of numbers. So all the way to the right, you have your ones, tens, and hundreds. In the middle, you have your thousands, 10,000s, and 100,000s. And all the way to the left, we'll have our millions, 10 millions, and 100 millions. So hopefully by now you've noticed a pattern. Ones, tens, hundreds, 1,000s, 10 hundreds, 100,000s, 1 millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, and so on. It's always repeating that pattern of ones, tens, and hundreds plus the bigger units. Now, when we write these numbers, we use commas to indicate the groupings of the units. We use them 3 numbers at a time. So when you have a large number like this, it should be written as 3,608,430,325. Notice you'll see the commas after each third number starting from the right. And the number in written form would look like this. I want you to take time to practice now rewriting numbers 1, 2, and 3 with commas. pause the video now so you can practice, and unpause when you're ready for the answers. So for number 1, it should be rewritten like this: 6,587 with the comma between the 6 and the 5. For number 2, 254,102 with the comma between the 4 and the 1. For number 3, we've got 3,658,945. For number 3, we have 2 commas. The first one is between the 3 and the 6. The second one is between the 8 and the 9. So now we're going to move on to a different part of the lesson where we are going to be combining groups and bundling them to make bigger numbers. And we're going to be doing this past our thousands point. So the question asks you, what would happen if we combined 2 groups of 500s? If we combine 2 groups of 500s, we'll get 10 hundredths because 5 plus 5 is 10, and then we're just moving the unit down. When you have 10 of any unit, you can bundle it for a larger unit. So 10 hundredths equals 1,000. Now I want you to take a minute to solve for 5 thousands plus 5 thousands and bundle it to get a bigger unit. Pause now to practice. All right, so when we have 2 5,000s and we want to bundle them to make a larger unit, we'll get 10 thousands, and we're going to make that into 1 10,000. The picture you see here on the right shows you the first part where we had the 2 500s and how we bundled those 10 units together to make one larger unit of thousands. You can use your place value chart anytime you need help bundling units to make one bigger unit. Now I want you to practice what we just did together. So you are going to take these equations here and you are going to rewrite them and their answers in standard form. That means just regular number form. So go ahead and pause now so you can practice, and unpause when you're ready for the answers. All right, so for number 1, we've got 300,000 plus 700,000. That gives us 1 million. You'll notice that when I rewrote it in standard form, I included the commas where they belong. For number 2, we've got 23,000 plus 40,000. When you add those together, we get 63,000. Number 2 was a little bit tricky because it said you have 4 10,000s. When you put those into your number chart or place value chart, if you needed to use it, you'll see that you have 40,000s. And for number 3, you've got 43 10,000s, which rewritten as standard form is 430,000. Plus 11,000 gives us 441,000. So for your problem set today, you're going to be in your workbook, page 15 and 16. Your must-dos are numbers 1, 2, and 3. Your can-do is number 4, and your challenge is number 5. If you have any questions after you watch the video, please reach out to me on your private channel and I'll be happy to help you. Please note that my office hours are at 10:30 today and they last until 11 o'clock. If you have any questions before then, you can still reach me through email or through your private channel.